Welcome back to another episode of On a Mission. I'm your host, Dr. Wendy Norfleet with Norfleet Integrated Solutions, and it's my pleasure to have with me today Nike Campbell with Our Paths to Greatness. Welcome, Nike.
Hi, Wendy. Thanks for having me.
So tell me a little bit about Our Paths to Greatness.
Well, thank you for asking that. Our Paths to Greatness is a nonprofit organization which was founded in 2015. And the way it started is so funny and so interesting. It was organic, basically. It was me just reaching out to Africans on social media saying, hey, guys, we have this negative myth about Africans, and we're so dirty, we live in huts, we're lazy, we're this and that. I'm like, that is not true. I know so many Africans doing wonderful things all over the world. This is our time to talk about us and how we're doing so well. So it garnered a lot of attention, and I started putting off posts about Africans doing wonderful things everywhere. And I realized that we have a gap here. These are people who have a passion for Africa. There is more we can do, not just talking about it, being like gangster people or typing things out on our phone and stuff like that. Why don't we do more? Why don't we support initiatives in African communities and in the diaspora as well? So that's how I founded the organization, where we are supporting educational projects, arts and cultural education. We're mentoring young Africans and African Americans as well, not just Africans, because we're based locally in the Jacksonville area. So that's how we got started, and that's what we do. We just support educational projects. We shout out the accomplishments of Africans and African Americans all over the world, and that's what we do.
So let me ask you something. So this is a global organization.
Yeah.
And do you, I know because the premise was it initially was for Africans.
Yes.
So do you give back to like other countries or something like that?
We actually started out in Nigeria, where I'm from.
Okay.
I was living in Lagos, Nigeria for 19 years. Lagos, Nigeria. Okay. So I was there for 19 years before I moved to the United States in 1996 to start my education. So that's where we started from, where we donated every year to schools that are like lowly funded public schools, where we give donations in school supplies, in foodstuffs and things of that nature. And that's where we started from. We started doing that several years ago. But being local, first in the Washington area before moving to Jacksonville, I realized that there are things that we can do in the local community as well. So in Washington, D.C., we had a book drive where we collected books for people in Africa, where people brought in books for their school kids that they don't use anymore. Right. So we started doing that as well. So when I got to Jacksonville, I realized, I've been quiet for a while. OPTG has been so quiet, and this is not me. So what can we do in the local community to establish who we are, and so people can support our projects as well? Right. And that's what we're doing this month, Black History Month.
Okay, so tell us a little bit. I know you had to kind of change what you were doing just because of the COVID numbers going back up. So originally you had an event plan.
We had an event
plan. But instead, what did you do?
We're doing something even better.
Okay.
So it started off with us looking at what are people doing in the local community to support Black communities and people of the Black diaspora as well. People who are Black descent. What are we doing? How are we educating ourselves? How are we educating other people who are not Black to understand where we're coming from? And
having those conversations and making them understand.
Thank you. It's not just about us as an island. How can we bring people in? We're hearing of critical race theory. We're hearing about all these things going on. It's not about being excluded. It's about being included.
And part of it is education, because a lot of times people don't know your story or understand that they're doing something.
Exactly.
A lot of things happen very unconsciously.
And we want to start educating people in love, with love, and not excluding people subconsciously or unconsciously somewhat. So we are looking at people in the community and actually going into their environment and seeing how are they doing what they're doing? How are they bringing people in? We had a wonderful interview last week, actually 2 interviews, where there are local people. I'm not going to say their names now, but
you're going to tease us.
I'm going to tease you. One is about a wonderful lady who is a radio show presenter, as well as working in the museum in the Jacksonville area, and she's doing wonderful things for the community. She educated me on a lot of things that African Americans did historically for the Black community, which still stands today. Okay, great. And so we're going to be opening that out and sending out the interviews on our website, www.ourpathstogreatness.org, and on all our social media platforms as well, where the interview will be played out, and you're going to so enjoy it. There are 2 or 3 interviews this month, and I can't wait for everybody to see it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Nikkei, I'm going to tell you, you got all fired up about your organization. I'm really curious to see the interviews too.
Yeah.
But if someone wants to see them, give us the website once again and any other way to contact the organization.
Sure. It's www.ourpaths with an S to greatness.org.
Okay.
And that lets you go out to all our Facebook pages. It links all the way out to there. On Facebook, it's at OPTG Africa. Same on Instagram and also on Twitter. So we're everywhere.
Okay. Wow. So I hope the interviews go well. And are the interviews strictly just for educational purposes? Are you hoping to do something else with that, or what are you doing?
This is educational, but then we're going to do more. We're going back to Nigeria shortly. We have been doing some mentoring programs in Nigeria where we're mentoring young professionals into the paths they want to go professionally.
Okay.
And we're doing something in March in Nigeria, March, April, where we have a graduate mentee who actually graduated. I'm so proud of her. She came for the program and we had her be mentored by one of our board of advisors. And she started her skincare line.
Oh, wow, that's great.
And it's going so well. Bellissima Botanicals. I'm shouting that out there. She is a young professional. She's doing so well now. And now she's going to be paying it forward by being a mentor during this program we're having.
That's what it's all about. It's not just taking yours, it's giving it back and bringing other people with you.
So that's what we're doing in March in Nigeria as well, where we're rolling out another mentorship program, and she's going to be giving a presentation as to her journey along the way and how OPTG helps her to get to where she is.
All right. Nikkei, thank you so much for coming in and telling us a little bit about this organization. I mean, one of the things for me, being in this spot and being a host is learning so many great organizations in Jacksonville, and this is one of them. Thank you
so much. Thanks, Wendy.
Thank you for joining us for another episode of On a Mission. To learn more about Nike Campbell and Our Paths to Greatness, please go to ourpathstogreatness.org or iwannabuzz.com, and we'll see you next time on Buzz TV.